carjackings, etc., are in part attributable to the easy access to guns that come from surrounding states, even though Illinois has some progressive legislation. I also am proud that I was able to pass my first bill and get it signed by the president out of the Financial Services Committee, closing some financial loopholes to prevent corporate greed from taking place. So in my second term, I passed my first bill that was signed by the president. So I'll be talking more about this, but those I would say are the most important accomplishment because they will impact everyone across the country and especially working people. Thank you. Came out this morning to share your questions, to hear our panel discuss the future of the country, the future of workforce, the future of education, the challenges that we are experiencing as well. I'm going to be returning to Washington on Monday, and among the priorities that I will be pursuing will continue to be areas in the field of issues in the field of immigration, because it's central. Because our immigration system is so broken, we've sent the message to the world that the only way to come here is through other means. And that's why people are coming. We've played a role in driving much of that migration to our border and now to our city, manipulated through trafficking, human trafficking by Governor Abbott, the governor of Florida, who wants to be president, and other bad actors. We cannot forget that. But remember this, it was our actions and our foreign policy toward Venezuela that helped choke the economy of that country. It was done under the guises of wanting to get rid of their president, a couple of presidents, but the impact was on people, real people. And that's just what happened. First, they fled to other South American countries, and then ultimately they came here, and some directly came here. And we cannot forget what they have traversed. Crossing the Darien Gap is like going through hell. The number of women that are raped, the number of people that have lost their lives, the number of people that are stuck up, that are beat up, that are tortured, is unconscionable. It's very important for us not to forget that. Because if the meaning of the placard at the Statue of Liberty is going to remain relevant in our country, it cannot be just when the weather is nice like today. It matters most when things are tough. And let us not forget, because some people have forgotten, the first anti-immigration, anti-immigrant law in our country was the Chinese Exclusion Act. So when I see some of the imagery of people saying, no more, not them, it breaks my heart. So those of us who come from immigrant families, I think have especially a responsibility to stand up and to look back at history. What did they say about the Chinese? What did they say about the Italians? What did they say about other groups? What did our government do to the Mexicans during the Great Depression? Repatriated U.S. citizen-born people of Mexican ancestry back to Mexico. Don't forget Operation Wetback during the 50s as well. It's not that long ago. Don't forget Proposition 187 in California and Pete Wilson attacking the Latino community there. That's xenophobia. Let us not lose sight of that. Is it difficult? Absolutely. Has it added to the challenges facing the city of Chicago? Yes. But if people had the ability to have work permits, it wouldn't be the fiscal issue that it's become. It wouldn't be that expensive. And lastly, let us not forget, we did pretty well welcoming 30,000 Ukrainians to the city and integrating them quietly into society. And that's beautiful, that's wonderful. I supported it. I continue to support Ukraine, though I don't support forever wars by any stretch anywhere in the world, especially if we have to fund them. But what we did was right. In these times, we're living in very challenging times. I didn't think we would be at this juncture after Donald Trump seemed to go away, but the threats are real, the threats to democracy. This is one of those iterations. It is another form of undermining our democracy, pitting people against each other and creating false enemies. This is the true test of whether or not we will remain a democracy, a pluralistic society, and one that engages with civility, respecting the rights and the civil and human rights of everyone who has come to this country. I'll end with this. Our country, our government, provides Latin America with its diverse population from everywhere in the world, indigenous, Afro, Latino, Portuguese-speaking, on and on, $3 billion in foreign assistance a year. We provide a small country in the Middle East with over $3 billion annually, which has a population maybe 8 million people when you count everyone in that country who is Arabic and other nationalities as well. If we had been smart, the way we invested in COVID and protecting our people, their health, protecting small businesses through the payroll protection program, if we had just extended that a little bit more to Latin American countries, this would not have happened. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. So that is the role of our foreign policy in creating these human waves of migrants in our hemisphere. Let us not forget that. It's tough. It's challenging. Government has to respond and deal with those realities. It stirs up passions, and sometimes ugly passions. But we must not forget who we are. Remember that it was protecting Latino immigrants in the 80s that led Chicago's first black and progressive mayor to declare Chicago a sanctuary welcoming city. We should be proud of that. We should treasure that, and we should continue to share it with the rest of the country. That is what it means. And it's for all people who are keeping the promise of the Statue of Liberty as it relates to people coming here, fleeing violence, fleeing corruption, fleeing bad things that have happened to them in their country. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that on the way out, we didn't address any question that you had that we'll be able to. Thank you so much.